Oh my God. What happened to that guy that, the guy that would throw salt in people's food? Salt Bae. That's it. What happened to Salt Bae? Remember, he always used to cut meat in a really seductive way and dull his knife by slamming it on the wooden hard surface. I remember in 2017, he was huge. Everybody was sprinkling their salt like this. He has 53 million on Instagram. Oh my God, really? He turned that sprinkling meme into a restaurant empire. Well, apparently the restaurant wasn't that good, but please, indulge me while I figure out what happened to this guy. So Salt Bae left school at an early age because of financial constraints, and he began working as a butcher's apprentice in Istanbul. And in 2010, he opened his first restaurant in Istanbul. Okay, so he has some humble beginnings. We like to see that. Opened up a restaurant. He decided to start posting some of his videos online. And then in 2017, we got this masterful video that got 7.9 million views 8 years ago. Oh my God, there's even a Salt Bae SNL sketch.
Oh, I love the way your meat feels.
It's just not sanitary.
So after 2017, when his meme went viral, everyone started visiting his restaurant, celebrities and influencers alike. And because of all that success, he decided to expand his restaurant chain. This is ridiculous. Why was there a picture of him sitting on a chair? So he expanded to Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Doha, Mykonos, London, New York, Miami. Oh, there's one in Beverly Hills? A month ago, our group suffered from food poisoning after eating here last week. The food was mediocre and overpriced. The meat was likely spoiled. Save your gut appetite and wallet. Go elsewhere. Oh my God. His Vegas restaurant location is closing. People really weren't going for the food. They were going for the combination of the theatrics that they saw online. If you go on his TikTok, you can see the extravagant things that he's doing. First of all, what is this? Gold wrapped? Here we have him slicing gold wrapped meat. Why is he freezing in time? It's good to see that he's doing the same thing that he was doing 8 years ago. Taking photos with people, and of course, salting. You can't forget the salting. This should really be where the video ends, but there's a bunch of controversies that happened with Salt Bae. In 2018, he faced widespread criticism after hosting Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro at his Istanbul restaurant during Venezuela's economic crisis. Yo, why is he putting his hips into it? A Kim Jong-un right there, fat while his country is all starving. Food tastes much better when you know that folks back home are starving. As a Venezuelan, it angers me to see the president feasting on meals while me and my family were starving. Shame on him. Oh my God, yeah, that is bad. Then in 2019, there were labor lawsuits. Salt Bae's former employees described being forced to lie to customers about meat quality, serving leftover wine from previous tables, tip theft, and used cheap decor to create a facade of luxury. So Insider did a whole article write-up just on that. So I'm reading this article now, and there's a guy whose job is to just walk around and follow Salt Bae. With all eyes on Gochi, I think that's how you pronounce his name, you might miss a second figure who follows the chiseled salt sprinkler like a shadow. They call him Salt Boy. His main job, trail Gochi with a bowl of salt so he can perform the salting at a second's notice. They just have a guy running around giving him bowls of salt. He can't be getting paid that much, right? The Salt Boy gets paid like any other food runner, according to the manager. It's not a bad job to just walk around with a bowl of salt, getting paid the same as the rest of the food runners who are running their butts off. But the article also talks about the lawsuits that are happening in 2 locations in 2 different cities. The 7 lawsuits in 2 cities and interviews with 9 former staff members from 6 restaurants depict another side of Salt Bae, a petty tyrant who's obsessed with wealth and excess extends only to himself. His clownish image camouflages a darker pattern. According to the lawsuit and interviews, allegations of wage theft, discrimination, labor violations, and testosterone-saturated culture of fear. And while he puffs on cigars and flashes his expensive watches, his restaurants offer a false promise of luxury. So there's labor lawsuits, the Venezuelan backlash. What else can this guy really get himself into? Oh wait, 2022, during the FIFA World Cup, Salt Bae entered the pitch post-match and interacted with Argentinian players during their victory celebrations. And I don't know if you've seen this video, but he was holding and kissing the World Cup trophy. He's not a player on the team. He's not even a coach. What is he doing? That's usually just for the players.
That's one of the most unusual World Cup moments, the appearance on the pitch of a celebrity chef, Salt Bae. FIFA rules state that only World Cup winners and heads of state are allowed to touch the trophy during the closing ceremony, but that didn't seem to apply to a man made famous for seasoning steaks. The Turkish chef was photographed holding the trophy and interacting.
Oh man, I didn't realize this was the Comedy Central roasts. She just called him a man who was made famous for seasoning steaks. FIFA investigating how Salt Bae got onto the World Cup final pitch. Yeah, good question, guys. Where's the security?
Now, FIFA have launched an investigation into why and how he gained access to the pitch.
Look at him holding it, pretending to salt it. Salt Bae takes World Cup trophy from baby. Like, why is he trying to accost Messi for a photo? The man just won a World Cup. Something good did come out of that one because he got banned from ever attending any World Cups in the future. The novelty of this guy faded really quickly. As soon as people went to his restaurant and realized how bad it was, that was really the beginning of the end. Oh, COVID didn't help either because he had a burger chain in New York that silently closed. The London location of his restaurant has 3 stars. Also this month, someone said that the mashed potatoes were cold. 2 months ago, someone said very bad. Can't believe how naive people are to tell so many lies about this restaurant. I can honestly tell you it didn't taste like grilled meat. Pay 700 euros for what? 700 euros? Here's another article about the UK location where the person describes it as the worst restaurant they've ever been to. And this is after they cut the prices. They called it an absolute ripoff, overpriced food at its finest. Would rather go to McDonald's. So if you were wondering what happened to Salt Bae, bad restaurant, bad food. Oh, there's a list here. Expensive pricing and gold gimmicks, controversies damaging public image, diminishing social media relevance, financial troubles, competitive fine dining market, price cuts.
Newsred, better known as Salt Bae Steakhouse, may be one of the most divisive restaurants in New York City. Food critic Steve Cuso called the establishment a ripoff as the menu is filled with dishes bearing eye-watering price tags. There are even steaks on offer that cost well over $1,000.
If you want the Salt Bae Golden Experience, you're spending $1,500 of your hard-earned cash just to get your food wrapped in gold? Come on. I guess that's everything about Salt Bae. I know one thing. I will not be visiting any of his locations anytime soon. Not unless I want to get salt sprinkled into my eyes.
But that didn't seem to apply to a man made famous for seasoning steaks.